CKN Christian Publishing presents Northward to Home, Just John, Book 2 by author Reg Quist, read by Michael Cowboy Mike Searles. Forward. Just John, Book 1 is fiction based on a few facts that are known about John Ware's early life. His travels follow the easier and more probable routes from South Carolina to Fort Worth, Texas. There's no record of how John got to Fort Worth or what events transpired along the way. All that is known is that he worked for several years as a cowboy on at least 2 Fort Worth ranches before signing on with the trail herd that brought him north. Just John invents an interesting scenario to fill in his lost travel experiences. Book 2, Northward to Home, is historical, based on a few recorded and known facts of John Ware's life. John himself was illiterate. He left no known record of his history or thoughts. To fill in the gaps in the story that were not recorded in history, the author has taken the liberty to create the possible details in keeping with the cultural and traditions of the era. Northward Home is not intended to be taken as a totally accurate biography because no such biographical or background information exists. But the important events that were historically recorded by his friends and family several years after his death are faithfully transferred into the narrative. Some events recorded by others and claimed as historical, the author finds suspect and not worthy of repetition. There is nothing in this telling of the story that intentionally distorts the John Ware and Millie Ware story. We hope you enjoy this historical Western. Chapter 1. Tom Lynch stood in his stirrups and waved his Stetson over his head, trying to gain John's attention. But it was Clayton Burgess who saw the wave and lifted his hat while staring across the herd, in effect asking a question. Tom pointed his hat at John, barely visible through the dust clouds and the rising heat waves off the backs of the sweating cattle. Clayton dipped his hat in understanding. He turned in his saddle. A shrieking whistle sounded through his teeth that over his curled lips, a sound that gained John's attention, but also sound that Tom feared would one day cause the herd to rise into a run. When John looked up, Clayton pointed across the back of 3,000 dusty, sweaty animals. It was only then that the black rider understood. Waving his own hat, John pulled off to the side from his flank position and waited for the tail end of the herd to pass him by. As the last drag rider, enveloped in dust and sweat and cow stink, rode past him, John kicked his horse.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?